twist, and thank God I get to do this Clash at Italy review from May 31st in Turin, Italy. And if you enjoy WWE content like this, subscribe to the channel for more. Every week I do a Raw recapping review, and for every PLE I do a review just like this. So make sure to join the channel. And also, if you enjoy WTK26 content, I also have this on the channel as well. We finished the CM Punk showcase on here. Next up, we're going to be doing the My Rise coming out this month. So now let's get into the first match at Clash of Italy. Start the night off defending the WWE Championship. We have the champion Cody Raheem Rhodes versus the challenger Gunther, and they get down to the ring. Starting off the match, they get into a little tie-up. Leads on to go into the corner. The referee break them up. Cody Rhodes want to get freaky. He do a little cartwheel over there, and then they get into a little arm test of strength right there between them. But Gunther gets the advantage by hitting him with a big chop, and then Irish whipping him. He stops, drops down, punch right there, his little signature punch right there, and then tries to go for the Cody Cutter off the springboard, but that gets caught by Gunther with a big chop to the chest. Then Gunther goes back and forth, Irish whips to the corner by ending it with knees back and forth with him, and to hit him with a big chop down to the chest. Goes for the pin, kick out from Cody though. Then Gunther Irish whips him to the corner. Cody jumps over Gunther while he's running that way. He tries to go for the Randy Orton reverse slam, but Gunther stays back. That makes him falling right there. That leads to Gunther hitting him with a big boot and then hitting him with a big shoulder tackle. Then Cody Rhodes gets right back into the momentum. He gets big punches on Gunther. Gunther's coming near him near the corner. Cody jumps over him, hits it with the big power slam, and then hits it with the jab, bionic elbow like his daddy. And then hits it with the pedigree. 1, 2, kick out from Gunther. Cody trying to get the momentum, but Gunther stops it by hitting him with the dinosaur kick right into the big power bomb. 1, 2, kick out from Cody. He want to be champ still. At least Gunther then going to the top rope, trying to land a frog splash on the Cody, but Cody puts his knees up to stop him. Hits the rope for the disaster kick. Boom, picks him up. Crossroads. 1, 2. Gunther still want to stay in the match. That leads to Cody trying to say, you know what, let me go for the Cody Cutter. He jumps off the rope, caught by Gunther, hits him with the sleeper. He's getting the sleeper, but Cody flips over his body, get him to a pin. He kick out from Gunther. He gets right back into a sleeper though. He's holding him into it. Cody lifts him up, and then jumps right on his back like it's a UFC fight. But Gunther puts right back into the sleeper again. Hits it with some elbows. Hit him back into the sleeper again. And they're going back and forth, but Cody crawls and puts his foot on the rope. We get into a rope break there. Then they start going, boo, yeah, back and forth punches between them. And then clothesline, but then big clothesline from Gunther. Then that leads to Cody firing back up. He gets up, hit him with a Cody Cutter into a big clothesline from Cody. He picks him up. Crossroads, goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3, big dub for Cody. He gets the dub, but wait, controversy. When he went for the pin, Gunther's foot was under the rope. The ref ain't see it, so he let it slide. So even though the pin shouldn't even happen, Cody Rhodes retains the belt. I give that match a good 4.25 stars. I feel like I feel like it was a really good match. I feel like you could low-key tell they trying to hold a little back because they finna have a rematch for this belt. But good back and forth between these men. They looked good. Good start off to the show. Then we get to our second match of the night, which is also for the WWE Championship, but it's for the women this time. We have the champion Rhea Bloody Ripley versus the challenger Jade Cargill. We get to start off to the match with a big tie-up between them, and Jade gets the power advantage, hits her with a big knee, hits her with a big punch, but then Rhea hits her with a super kick and then tries to go for the clothesline, but that gets reversed into a big power slam by Jade Cargill. That leads to Jade trying to talk shit. She hits push-ups in front of Rhea, but Rhea say, I ain't going with all that, man, get up. That leads to pissing off Jade. Jade tries to run after Rhea, but Rhea olays her outside into the ring. That leads to Rhea running out doing the suicide drop kick, knocking her down, then going into the apron, trying to do the little cannonball front flip on her, but that gets caught by Jade Cargill, and she lifts her up and then slams her onto the apron. Hardest part of the ring, by the way. Then Jade throws her off the rope, hits her with a big knee, She start getting oral farming for the crowd and everything, getting swole, everybody booing. Jay then picks her up, hits her with a fall away slam on the back, kip up, then gets her back into the ring, starts to tackle her down. That leads to Jade taking it, being dominant for the this part of the match. She does a big, strong Irish whip her into the corner, slams right down. Then she started doing some more push-ups right there again. And then Jade hits her with a vertical suplex, goes for the pin, but Rhea kicks out of it, and she goes right back to the offense, hitting the little headlock on her, hitting her with another slam. Then Jay, after Jay slams her, she tries to go for the elbow, but it gets missed. Then she tries to spear Rhea near the corner, but she gets olayed again, hits shoulder first into the corner. And then Rhea, now it's time for Rhea to get her comeback in. She getting big clotheslines in, back to back, hits her with a super kick, and then hits her with a, picks her up, reverse slam, face plant slam like that, hits her with a low drop kick down to the bottom. And Rhea picks her up, hits her with a German suplex that leads to Jade rolling outside the ring. Rhea then hits the cannonball this time now, gets her back into the ring, goes to the top rope, hits her with the missile drop kick, and then she's trying to get it over. She's trying to hit her with the razor's edge, but that gets reversed by Jade. She hits her with a back body drop instead, slamming her down on the ground. And then she tries to walk over to Rhea, but Rhea does the capoeira kick, and they both have a double down. They're both down on the ground. They get up doing a boo, yeah, punches, back and forth, attacks. But Rhea caps it off with hitting with a big headbutt. Then going for the riptide, but that gets reversed by Jade. But Rhea takes it still good, though she hits her with a super kick, and then tries to go, and then she finally picks her up, hits her with the razor's edge, which is where you flip her over, throw her down. Then she hits her with the Shining Wizard, which is basically a enziguri, a running kick to the face. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Jade. She don't want to lose again. She needs that belt back. This time, then Rhea lifts her up in an electric chair. It's basically when Rhea's basically the chair. She's lifting up Jade, and then Jade finds a way to flip her over the rope, but Rhea still holds control of her, and it was nasty the way Rhea hit her back right on the apron, but she didn't care. She lifted her up anyway. Now just staying on the outside. She slams her onto the apron, gets into the ring. 1, 2, Jay kicks out of it though. She's staying strong. Then Rhea tries to go for the riptide again. She lifts her up, but Jay reverses out of it. Then tries to land the Jaded, but that gets reversed into another riptide. And then when she tries to go for the riptide, it turns into Jay Cargill with a big DDT. They was going crazy with the reverses. I'm not gonna lie. And it goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Rhea, man. Jay tries to. Then Jade hits her with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Shout out Sami Zayn. Goes for the pin. Rhea kicks out of it. Then she picks her up. Tries to hit her with. Then Jade tries to go to the top rope, but Rhea stops her. Hits her up there. Then she turns that into a back superplex. Instead of the vertical superplex, they hit her with the back suplex. Goes for the pin there again, but kick out from Jade. And this when we get the shenanigans going on. Michin and B-Fab pop out. That leads to Rhea getting distracted. Jade Cargill hits her with the pump kick. Then she tries to hit her with Jaded, but this time Rhea Ripley reverses out of it. Hits her with the Io Sky stump. Then hits the riptide on her. 1, 2. It was supposed to be 3, but it was shaky because B-Fab was supposed to put Jade's leg on the rope, but she was fumbling with it, but it was a little shaky. But yes, Jay doesn't take the pin there. That leads to the ref going, oh no, y'all gotta go. They get ejected, but Rhea has some backup because Charlotte Flair pops up and jumps off a barricade onto them because on SmackDown, on that Friday, they beat up Alexa Bliss, so Charlotte was getting get back for that. Then we get back into the ring. Gets back into the ring after that. Gets hit with another pump kick. Then hits her with Jaded. 1, 2. Nope. Because Charlotte put Rhea Ripley's leg on a rope. That leads to Jay getting distracted. Big headbutt by Rhea. Hit her with Riptide. 1, 2, 3. Big dub for Rhea Ripley. Much as they was beefing back and forth, they got good wrestling chemistry, man. Because it works out because they allow Jade to be the strong one. She just be whooping on Rhea, but Rhea has the resiliency. She always finds a way to fight back and get back into it. Now I would love a match between these women with no outside interference. Like I would really love that. No interference, but good match between these women. I'm giving that match a 4.5 stars. I still think I think WrestleMania's match is better than this one, but this was a really good one. We get on to the third match of the night, which is surprisingly the third match of the night, because usually if Brock's not going last, he's going first. But we have Brock Lesnar trying to get his get back against Oba Femi. Oba had to get a little marching down to the ring. So they doing a little introductions. Of course, Paul Heyman takes the mic away from Alicia Taylor to do the introduction. And they ain't finished the introduction. The rings and the ref's about to get the bell ring, but Brock says, "Boom, big attack," and they ring the bell after that, which is low key BS. Brock picks up Oba, F5, F5, F5. Hit that man with 4 F5s, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Oba. He not going out like that. Brock's like, and at least the Paul Heyman saying, Kimura, Kimura. Brock's hits him with the Kimura. He's holding that thing. He wrenching on his arm, looking like Oba finna tap up. But Oba lift that man up, slam him down to the ground. But as he slams to the ground, he hits him with the Kimura again. But Oba lifts him up again and then slams him to the corner 3 times. Then he tries to hit him with the choke slam, but that gets reversed by Brock. Hits him with the F5 again. That's the 5th one. 1, 2, kick out from Oba. Man, that man goated, man. He too OP, man. At least Brock trying to get it over with again, goes for another F5, but that gets reversed by Oba. Grabs him again by the neck. Choke slam by Oba. 1, 2, kick out from Brock. I know Brock was a little scared on that one. But then Oba gets up, clotheslines Brock to the outside of the ring, takes stuff off the announce table, trying to get involved with that. But at least the Brock then Irish whipping Oba into the ring post with the hurt arm. And he tries to land the Kimura on the outside, but this time Oba slams Brock this time to the ring post while the Kimura's on him. At least him trying to do the choke slam onto the announce table, but that gets reversed by Brock. Brock picks him up for the F5, slam on the announce table, and he gets back into the ring. He said, "I'm gonna let the ref do the 10 count." The ref had about like 6, 7. Oba just get up like nothing. He wait for the ref to count a little bit more. Get into the ring, uppercut, uppercut. Brock in the corner, picks him up for the throat back suplex, then tries to hit him with the fall from grace. He tries to lift him up, but Brock jumps over it, hits Oba with the F5 again. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar gets his get back. I give this match a 4 stars because technically Brock only won because he technically cheated. He attacked him before the match even started, man. It's not fair. But longer than I expected, and it was more. This was more fun than the first one, which is crazy. So that makes you think this third one at SummerSlam is gonna be insane. They might need to add some weapons or something to that match, man. I don't know, man. Brock got to bleed or something in that match, but it's gonna make Oba lose a little bit of momentum, but hopefully he can get back when he gets the third win. But we'll see what they'll be doing. Maybe Oba being the king of the ring and probably Brock will get involved with that. Probably mess him up. That could lead to the third match. I don't know. We'll see. But it's tied 1-1. So they got to run it back, man. They got to. Then we get into our 4th match of the night. And it is for the Intercontinental title. We have the champion, man, Becky Lynch versus the challenger, Sol Ruka. Of course, we got Becky tried to get a little cheap shot in before the match even started. But this time, Sol dodges out of it, does the kip up into it, and hits her with a clothesline. Becky tries to get in between the ref, trying to get the ref between them, trying to use her, tries to hit her with a kick to the midsection, but this time Sol catches her, picks her up, hits her with a spinning face plant slam down on the ground. Then she's hitting big punches on her, and then hits her with she's hitting punches on her in the corner, and then turns her around, grabs her arm, and then kicks her face into the ring, to the turnbuckle. Nasty. Then she hits it with a standing moonsault. 1, 2, kick out from Becky Lynch though. Then Sol tries to get more. Then Sol leads on to get some grabbing on the Becky's arm, hitting her with some arm manipulation, wrenching on that thing. Hits her with an Irish whip, but Becky gets the comeback by hitting her with a big clothesline to the outside, and then hitting the baseball slide on her. It's the Becky trying to do a back body drop onto the ring post on the outside, but Soul catches the apron, does a handstand on it, and then Becky's like, "What?" Tries to hit her with that, but Soul lifts up out of that. That means Becky hitting her hand on the ring post. That leads Soul to get to the top rope, hits her with a big moonsault, then gets her back into the ring. 1, 2, kick out from Becky. Soul was getting a lot of offense in this match. I'm not gonna lie. Then Soul is now near the corner. Becky tries to walk over. She jumps over her into a sunset flip pin. 1, 2, kick out from Becky again. But then she tries to hit her with a super kick on Becky, but Becky catches it, kicks her off of her, then tries to do a springboard move, but this time Becky grabs her leg and throws her down, makes her slam down to the ground. That leads to Becky then attacking her and punching her back and forth, big kicks on her. So Irish whipping Becky into the corner. She tries to run at her. Becky lifts her over into it, then hits her with an apron elbow on the. She knocks her down. Then she gets into the apron, jumps off, hits her with an apron elbow on the outside. She picks her up, throws into the barricade twice. And then she gets her back into the ring. She goes to the top rope and hits her with a leg drop. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Soul though. She picks Soul up after that, hits her with some uppercuts, and then they go into a boo, yeah, boo, yeah, boo, yeah. But Soul gets the win on the exchange by hitting her with some uppercuts of her own, turns around, hits her with a German suplex. Then she goes to the middle rope, hits her with a drop kick right there, right into the kip up, and then instantly hits her with a running knee. 1, 2, kick out from Becky though. And Soul hits her with a standing drop kick and says it's time to get it over. Tries to jump on the springboard for the Soul Snatcher, but it gets caught by Becky in mid-air, turns into an armbar. And she's wrenching on it. She's holding the armbar, but Soul finds a way to flip her body over and turn it into a STFU. Shout out John Cena. She's wrenching on it. She's wrenching on it. But then Becky turns that into a disarm of her own. But that leads into Soul turning into a pin. Kick out though. And then Becky picks her up and then slams her. Becky then getting behind Soul tries to run her into the ref who's near the corner. The ref jumps out the ring. She turns into the O'Connor roll, goes for the pin. But then Soul flips around again and turns that into a pin. Becky kicks out of it, picks her up, hits her with a neck breaker, and then instantly goes for the pin on that. Soul kicks out of it, and then she instantly starts arguing with Jessica Carr, the ref, who she's had this big beef with over again because she's mad that she wasn't there to count the first pin. At least to Becky, then trying to hit the manhandle on the Soul, but Soul reverses out of it by hitting her with a drop kick. Soul tries to run at her at the corner again. Becky lifts her over the corner again, but Soul fights back, goes into the top rope with her, and then does a top rope X Factor where she grabs her head, jumps off, slams her down with her. 1, 2, kick out, man. I know, but X-Pac loved that there. That leads to Soul going to the top rope, trying to do a move, but Becky gets up, grabs the ref, and throws her into the rope, which leads to Soul falling down. Leads to Becky getting on the top rope, hitting her with a big superplex into the DDT, but that leads to Soul putting her hands down, kipping up out of it, hits her with a super kick, but that knocks all her energy out, leads to a double down. Becky rolls outside the ring. Soul gets up, hits the cartwheel, moonsault to the outside, gets her back into the ring. Then she tries to go for the 450 clothesline, but when she jumps and lands, she gets caught by Becky, hit with the manhandle slam. 1, 2, kick out from Soul. She wants that belt. Becky tries to do something crazy. She tries to hit Soul with her own move. Tries to hit her with a Soul Snatcher, but that leads to Soul reversing her and then grabbing her and hitting her with a manhandle slam. 1, 2, kick out from Becky. She's like, you ain't beat me with my move. You ain't beat me with my move, man. Becky gets up. It's the Becky then getting up, grabs her for the manhandle slam, but Soul reverses out of it. She lands on the middle rope, then jumps over for the Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, 3, big dub for Soul Ruka. First main roster belt. Good match between her and Becky. I love the back and forth. I love how like Becky letting her get over by like having her like get a lot of good offense in. I was going back and forth on the rating with this match. I think overall I might give it a I'm gonna give it a 4.75. 4.75 stars, man. I love this match. I think this is one of the best matches of the night. And I wonder what's next with Becky now, because she was crying after the match, you know. But good death for Soul. Hopefully she can get a lot of good grabs in between a lot of the mid card women division. So yeah. Now let's move on to the main event of the evening. We have Roman Reigns, the World Heavyweight Champion, versus Jacob Fatu in Tribal Combat. This is for the title of OTC. This is for the title of Tribal Chief and for the World Heavyweight Championship. We get on to the match. They start off with a big tie between them, but Fatu gets the advantage by hitting off the Irish whip, hitting with a shoulder tackle. But then Roman off the Irish whips gets hit with a big clothesline, and then he grabs him and then slams him into the turnbuckle, back and forth, turnbuckle, and then he Irish whips Fatu, but then Fatu hits him with a spinning elbow. And he says, you know what, it's time to get over it. Tongue hand! He grabs it with the tongue, and Roman instantly smacks his hand down, gets outside the ring. At least the Fatu hitting him with a big suicide dive to the outside. Then at least the Fatu then slamming him back on the barricades and then throwing him over the barricade. At least them fighting back and forth to the crowd. And the arena has a really wacky but weird setup. They have multiple sets of stairs, like big sets of stairs and everything. So they're wrestling near the stairs. Roman stands over him doing the 10 punches on him on the stairs. Fatu headbutts him, slams him into the things around the stairs. They walk over into a concession stand. Roman grabs some stuff, a big pan, hits him over the head with it, and then starts throwing food out into the people. But then Fatu gets more attacks in. He gets the advantage on the outside, hits him out, throws him back over into the ring. People are asking for tables. Fatu is looking underneath the ring over that. That leads to Roman. That leads to being distracted. Roman gets over there, throws him into the ring post. Now Roman gets over to grab the table, set it up. But Fatu attacks him from behind. Fatu gets the advantage by grabbing Roman and throwing him into the stairs and then slamming him into the stairs. At least Fatu taking advantage. He grabs the steel steps, puts them into the ring. But Roman goes after Fatu puts the stairs in the ring. Roman gets up, hits him with a big punch, and then gets into the ring and then grabs the stairs and throws him to the outside, hits that man Fatu right in the head. Roman sees that. He walks to the outside again, hits him with the drive-by, but this time the drive-by kicks him back into the ring post. Nasty. And then he gets him to the ring, hits him with multiple clotheslines back and forth, tries to hit him with the Superman punch, but that gets reversed. And Fatu no sells and then hits it with a big clothesline and then hits it with a big senton. It's the Roman being in the corner. Fatu runs up, splash him down there. He gets him to the top rope. 10 headbutts by Fatu. That leads to Roman dropping down. Fatu runs over, shout out Umaga, big to his face in the corner. Then he tries to Irish whip him, try to hit him with the pop-up Samoan, but Roman says, Superman punch in midair. 1, 2, kick out from Fatu. He not going out like that. But this time, Fatu gets the advantage. They get back up. Super kick by Fatu. Hits it with the tongue. That makes Roman leave outside the ring. At least the Fatu trying to get the suicide dive this time, but Roman hits with a Superman punch midway before he gets out. And then Roman said, you know what, I'm tired of the tongue. I'm finna get wicked. He get underneath the ring, he grab a toolbox, and he slammed that mug on Fatu's hand. He slammed it back and forth on his hand. He slams it on the stairs. So now, throughout the rest of the match, Fatu can't use the tongue. When he does it, it really hurts him. It gets him to some more ring offense with the hand. But Fatu comes back, though, hits him with a big clothesline. He gets him in the corner again, does a little running attack, right him into him. But but then Fatu hits him with a clothesline over the top rope, and then he tries to run around the ring to do the corner, to do the while he's near the barricade. But Roman stops him halfway, hits him with a Superman punch. Then he gets him up and then spears him through the barricade. And then when he does it, 2 people behind the barricade are slammed down, and security are cooked after that. Then he gets him into the ring and hits him with a big spear again. 1, 2. Fatu is a madman, man. He's a madman. He just kicks out of everything. And then he goes on Roman leads to start monologue against Fatu. He said, y'all said I need the buckle. Y'all said I need the buckle. Okay, then let me take all the buckles off the turnbuckle then. And he also sets up a table on one of the corners so he doesn't take the buckle off of that. As he's distracted by taking the buckles off, tongue and death grip. Roman hits with the Superman punch and then grabs him. Superman slamming him on the buckles. So buckles. And then he hits the he hits the rope trying to hit the spear, but this time Fatu hits a spear on him. He does the Bobby Lashley version where he flips over. 1, 2, kick out from Roman though. They was going crazy in this match, man. Fatu then tries to with the mighty moonsault, the jumping moonsault. He misses it though. That leads to Roman trying to hit him with a spear, but Fatu reverses that into a pop-up Samoan drop right down. Hits him with the moonsault this time. 1, 2, kick out. But this time it was a crazy kick out because he hit him with a low blow to the duh in the nuts. That made Fatu like Then they get up. Get into a boo, yeah, boo, yeah, boo, yeah. Back to the tonguing by Fatu. He's grabbing him, but Roman gets out of it, grabs his head, slams him to the turnbuckle multiple times. He's stunned, he moves over near to the table, and then spear through the table in the corner. Then he gets up, hits the rope again for another spear. 1, 2, 3. Big dub for the Tribal Chief. He retains the championship. I give that match a 4.5 stars. I feel like it could have been a little bit more brutal. Especially on Jacob's side. I feel like Jacob should have like used more weapons or got it more involved. It's like a very big Roman match, like on the offensive side. I feel like he got way more offense in this match, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a good back and forth moment between them. But now Jacob has to acknowledge Roman Reigns. They get into a fun moment after the match where the Usos pop in. They clapping it up for the OTC, and Fatu just sitting in the corner. He just befuddled. And then Solo Sikoa and the MFT, they're outside on the outside. And while Roman and them, the Usos are walking back, Fatu's supposed to be following them. And he's just looking at them. And Roman's like, man, tell him to go get that, man. And Jay walking, they said, come on. So that leads to them going to the top rope, and then Fatu is just extremely sad while Roman is just hyped with the belt with the Usos. And that is going to be the end of Clash of Italy. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Showed it a thumbs up. Great matches between them all. The PLE, they're upping the work rate, and I'm loving it. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Every week you get Raw recap and reviews from me, and every PLE you get a review from me as well. If you enjoy WWE 2K26 content, you can see that on this channel as well. Remember guys, Jesus loves you, and you gotta always keep God first. I'm Twist, and I'm out.